Hey, Shalom, Barakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakadosh, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders of great millstone, and shalom to brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we have found that number to be delivered. All right, so I'm going to start off with Luke 17 and 32. And it says, remember Lot's wife. All right, remember Lot's wife. Now, the Lord is making a statement here. All right, so I'm going to say this. What's the significance of Lot's wife in the time that we're living in right now? All right, because what's happening right now, it seems the closer we get to the end of this thing, it seems like you Israelites out there are trying to hold on to Babylon the Great that much harder. All right, and this is exactly what happened with Lot's wife. So there, let's go to the account, Genesis 19, and I'm going to jump down to verse 17 first. And it says, and it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Right? So these were the instructions that the angel gave Lot. Key point being, do not look behind you. All right? Now, Lot's wife knew this. She knew this. And because she decided that she was going to look behind her, let's jump down to verse 26. Because she decided to look behind her, and what was behind her? All right? It wasn't that it was the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, but what was behind her was that sinful kingdom, that sinful city that she so loved, and everything that was in it. Right? Verse 26. But his wife looked from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. All right? So that was the punishment and the judgment of the Lord, because she looked behind her. You know, maybe it was the fact that all her belongings were there, her friends were there. You know, she couldn't believe that all these things were going to be gone and destroyed. Well, the main principal thing about Sodom and Gomorrah, likewise in Babylon the Great, if you're holding on and trying to hold on to this, that means you accept wickedness. You accept the evil that is done in this place and in that place, right? Because why else would you look back? Why else would you want to look back and to see what's going on? Because there's things that you care about there. Now, fast forwarding to present day, we have been given warning about these things, about separating ourselves from this world, right? So let's jump back up to 1 John 2 and 15. I'm going to open it up. And it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, right? So here we are, 2025, and there's absolutely nothing that anybody should love or want to be a part of or want to hold on to cherish here in Babylon. Nothing. Because everything that we have here in Babylon was by wickedness. All right? And again, if you're trying to hold on to whatever it is you have here in Babylon by saying the Lord's not coming, he can't destroy it yet, because you have now accepted the wickedness that goes on in Babylon, and you have accepted it to the point where you don't even realize or understand that you're living in a cesspool of wickedness, because all these things now have become commonplace for you, where you just like, it's all good. All right? It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right? And this is why, as we come through these times that we're coming into, the true believers and the true fearers of the Lord don't give two shits about this place and what's in it. Right? Don't give a damn about it. But some of you Israelites out there, you're so, proud to boast about what you have, how much you have, and when you got it, and how much more you're gonna get, and planning about, future, family, longevity. You got to flee from this life, man. You got to want to hasten that this place be destroyed. All right? Verse 16. My glasses on here. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world." Okay? And this is exactly what you see on a daily basis. People lusting after everything they could possibly want to, set their eyes on. Because here in Babylon, they make it so your heart desires to have these things. But we of the hopeful elect, we understand and know that there's a kingdom coming. Okay? There's a better life coming. A life where we can live and not just survive. That's all we're doing over here right now in this time period. It's just surviving. But what the Lord is going to give unto us, we're going to live, man. We're going to live with purpose. Okay? And this is why we got to stay steadfast in the spirit of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in these scriptures. Because again, the love of this world and the things of this world will soon pass away. All right? Let's go. Let's keep it moving. This is 1 Corinthians 7:31. And it says, "And they that use this world as not abuse it, for the fashions of this world passeth away." All right? And this is what we hasten for. The fashions of this world to pass away, to be destroyed. And we're out there on the highways and byways or doing our lessons and teaching, and we're talking about the thermonuclear destruction, the thermonuclear missiles destroying Babylon the Great. People look at us sideways, man. They just can't understand why we'd want something like that to happen. But we're not in our kingdom. We're not in possession of the kingdom. We're not in rulership over here. So why not let it happen? If you long for righteousness, and you desire to have peace, and you desire to live, then you should want the current captivity to come to an end. Right? You should want this place to come to an end. And this is why it's so hard for a lot of you Israelites out there to accept that when the men of the Lord are speaking these words and these prophecies through the Spirit of the Lord, you can't accept it. No way could this even be possible, what we're talking about. All right, let's go here. Revelation 18. And I'll start at 1. And it says, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have remembered her iniquities." Okay? That's a great point. The Lord said that her sins have reached unto the heavens, and he has remembered her iniquities. And this is what you want to flee from. This is why you should desire to get the hell up out of here, to want to, be separated from this place. Again, if you are trying to preserve your life here in Babylon, then that means you have fully accepted all manner of wickedness that has taken place in this place. Just like Lot's wife, she couldn't let go of what she had. Now we understand and know. Matter of fact, let's go back up. This is Genesis 19. Let's go down here. Let's start at I'll start at 1. We'll start right at the top. All right, because I was mentioning, the Lord said Babylon's sins have reached up into the heavens. All right, and likewise with Sodom and Gomorrah. The angel specifically said that the Lord sent them down there to destroy this place. Right? Genesis 19:1. And it says, and there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Now think about that. All right? Lot was a distance off, and he's seen the angels of the Lord. Right? So you can only imagine what they must have looked like if Lot just went and ran and bowed himself. Their countenance and their appearance must have been of something of a great vision, man. And it says, and he said, behold, now my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night, because they was there for specific business. All right. 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned into him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did break unleavened bread, and did eat. Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. 5. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. All right. So here we're setting the stage of what Sodom was all about. Wickedness. These men said, bring them out that we may know them. And they're not talking about shaking hands and meeting and greeting. All right. Hence the name Sodom in itself. Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. So that's telling you right there what these men's intentions were. Behold, now I have 2 daughters, which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Now let's talk about this for a second, right? Here you have a man with 2 daughters. All right. A man will go to great lengths to protect his child or his children, right? But here Lot is willing to turn over his 2 daughters to the most vile men in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And that just goes to show you the Lord is no respecter of persons, but the fear of the Lord that's upon a man, and these men whom Lot was trying to protect, he was ready to give it all. Listen, take my daughters. Do what you want with them. Do what you want. So again, understanding, the mindset of being, in a position such as Lot was in, he was ready to give his daughters up so that these men of Sodom wouldn't touch the angels. Ready to sacrifice them for the Lord. All right. Now, the point being that these men wanted to know the men of the Lord that came into Lot's house. How wicked can you be, man? Right? Should I continue? And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he must needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hands and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they were wearied themselves to find the door. Right? So they hit them with a blast of light, so they couldn't see or understand even where they were. Right? So I'm gonna end it right there on that. But the point being made here is the wickedness, all right, that Babylon the Great is under the same spell, if you will. Because all them spirits that were back at Sodom and Gomorrah are here in Babylon the Great now. And it's true to be told, because just look around. Look what's commonly accepted now here in Babylon. So Lot's wife was an example unto us to know that, listen, leave that shit behind. Likewise, us in this time period. Don't try to save your life in this kingdom. Don't try to desire the things of the world in this kingdom. Don't try to surpass your enemy in this kingdom. And that's what Jake does. Our people are trying to get past Esau or to be on the same level as Esau, to show off and make money and look, I can do it too. The men of the Lord truly don't want nothing to do with this fucking place. Excuse my language. Or we want to get the hell out of here. And as we was reading earlier, the wickedness has reached up into the heavens. Right? Verse 5. For her sins this is Revelation 18:5. For her sin have reached unto the heaven, and Yahweh Shai have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which is filled to her double. All right. This is all judgment. Just like the judgment that came down on Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. But now we have things that were written for our learning. When we're told to flee out of this place and come out of her and leave this world behind and not be partakers of this world and not love the things of this world, you damn well best believe it. Hope and pray for the things to come. All right. Let's go here. Let's go to Romans 8 and jump down to 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. All right. So, yeah, we're suffering over here. Yeah, we're toiling. We're struggling under the yoke of our enemies. All these things apply. But again, knowing the beauties and the treasures and the merciful things and the glory that the Lord is going to give unto his servants, as we hope and pray we're in that number to receive it, can't be compared to what's going on here. But Jake wants to fucking hold on to this place, showing what you got and showing how much clout you got, and all this lavish shit will soon be all burnt up. All right. So again, as we started at the outset of this lesson, Yahushua told us, remember Lot's wife. So let's get into it a little bit. Let's go down to it. Matter of fact, before I get that, hold on one second. What I want to get. Let me see. Nah, the hell, we just go right to it. We just go right to the point. Let's get right to it. All right, let's get down to it. Let's go to, let's start at about, let me see. Started about, let's say, something revealed. Yeah, let's start at 29. Let's start at 29. 28. We'll start at 28. It says, likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And here we are in Babylon the Great 2025. And what are they doing? The very same thing. They did eat, were eating, drinking, marrying, wives, giving into marriage, building, just being wicked, the whole 9 yards. So again, we're right on the precipice of this place being destroyed with that same footprint from the time of Noah, from the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the time of Lot. The time of Babylon the Great. That very same footprint. Right? And it says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man the Son of Man is revealed. All right? So when Yahushua come, there's not going to be anything different. These very same things we just mentioned about marriage, building, joyfulness, plenty. These things are going to be on the planet happening at the same time when the returning of our Lord Yahweh Yahushua come. Right? And it says, in that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. And the point, remember Lot's wife? Right? What did she do? She looked back. She tried to save her life. She tried to save the things that she so desired to have. Maybe a big house, friends, maybe a little business. Who knows? Verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. All right? If you're here in Babylon and you're trying to save your life and build and get your children set up and storybooks and rap music and doing all these, these things to make you seem like, you're somebody of importance or you're super blessed. Who wants to be super blessed here in Babylon, man? Again, the scriptures speak about giving us this day our daily bread. Whatever the Lord gives us for this day, we use it, man. We pray on it, we thankful for it, and let that be sufficient for the day. The true men of the Lord aren't talking about, 6 years from now, I'm going to go here and build and maybe go down to this place and buy a piece of land. Jake, kill me with that shit. I'm going to go buy a piece of land. To do what? To sit on it? It may be your burying spot, man. But that's the mindset. And that's the mindset of an Israelite who does not want Babylon to be destroyed. As long as you people feel, as long as you're comfortable and you got your own little, your own little thing going on, your piece of property, and you may have a little small book business or whatever, you don't mind Esau being in charge. You people do not mind Esau being in charge because you think you're well off. You boasters and braggers about everything that you have. Well, you're going to lose all of that, as we're reading here. Okay? Again, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. All right? We are willing, the men of the Lord are willing to throw it all away, man, in a blink of an eye. Because we know and understand this world is this shit is temporal, man. And the destruction that's coming is mainly a destruction for Esau Edom and the dominion that he have been given control of. All right. So Lord willing, this was a quick one, is edifying about just maintaining the mindset of getting the hell out of Babylon the Great and not trying to, dig your foundation here to prosper. America was not made to prosper, man, for you Israelites. That's crystal clear. You will never ever reach that top pinnacle where you're going to be over your oppressor in this kingdom. That's why the Lord got to take them down, set us back up, and put us back in our righteous establishment. Okay? That's what the Lord has to do. All right, so Lord willing, with that, it was edifying. I'm going to see y'all another one. I'm going to say shalom.